What's up guys, it's BT here, and this is the review you guys have all been waiting for, asking for, DMing me, commenting in all my videos that have nothing to do with mice. And here we are guys, today we're gonna finally review the Model O from the People's Champ Glorious. Now I want to start this review off by saying competition is good for everybody. It pushes the original company to come out with something new, and it drives down prices. So in the end guys, the consumer, aka us, benefit from the competition. So it's a win-win for everybody. And I feel like that is what the main goal of the Model O is. It's to get light mice that we all deserve into our hands without paying $300 on eBay. Before we begin though guys, I'm doing a Model O launch party tonight on Twitch where I'll be answering questions and giving away 1 or 2 Model O's on stream to 1 or 2 lucky subscribers. So check the details down below for my Twitch link, and I'll have all the details on the time and stuff like that when we're gonna go live on my Twitter. So enough of the logistics, let's talk about this beautiful mouse and the beautiful box that it comes in. I mean, come on, this thing is gorgeous. Now there are 4 different variations of this mouse. You have a matte white and a matte black. You also have a glossy white and a glossy black. Now the matte versions will set you back $50, and it's gonna be $60 for those glossy versions of the mouse. Now after using these mice for a while now, my recommendations are this. Go with the matte version if you are a competitive gamer. There's just no way around it. It's just more secure overall in your hand. Go with the glossy version if you are looking for more of an aesthetic look to your setup. Although you can game with both, those are just my recommendations. The matte version is 67 grams and the glossy version is 6 grams. So you do gain 1 gram by going with the coating, but that is negligible in game in my opinion. Weight wise guys, I know I'm gonna get this question. I can tell a difference between this and the Air 58, but in my opinion, once you go down below 80 grams, there starts to be a diminishing return, and I feel like shape plays more of a factor in your aim at that point. The white versions do collect some dirt, but they are very easy to clean. Another difference between the Air 58 and this is that there are more smaller holes on this, whereas the Air 58 has these big huge holes. And there are no holes on the side, which I actually kind of like because it helps with the structural integrity of the mouse over time. The dimensions of the mouse are 2.4 inches wide at the front and 2.6 inches in the back. Across the middle, it's going to be 2.32, which helps with grip. It's also 5 inches long in total. The height is about 1 inch in the front and 1.47 inches tall at the highest point. These measurements are very similar to one of the most popular shapes ever made, the FK1 from Zowie. It's got that Glorious logo on the left hand side and the Glorious written at the front side of the mouse. With this mouse, you can use all grip styles. My hand is 19 by 8.5 centimeters, and this thing fits like an absolute glove with my claw grip. You can also use palm grip with this mouse. I did notice that palm grip was more comfortable on the glossy version because the edges on the hexagons are smoothed over, and on the matte version, I definitely felt the hexagons a little bit more when using a palm grip, but that just comes with the territory of having a mouse with holes, with you know, some pentagons. I'm just kidding guys, we're not doing that again, okay? For sizing, everybody is different and it's personal preference, but I think the danger zones for this mouse, for it not working for some people, might be if you're above a 21 by 10 centimeter palm grip. Just won't be comfortable, your fingers will be hanging over the edge. Also, if you are below 16 by 7 centimeters and your fingertip grip, you might be at risk as well. And I think claw grip users should be safe with a variety of hand sizes. The side buttons are nice and clicky and they aren't mushy at all. Let's do a BT sound test for you guys right now. Just for reference guys, a lot of people are saying put the mic right next to the mouse. The mic is right here. If you can't tell, it's literally right here. So we're doing a live sound test. And they are clicky. Now the Omron switches on the mouse 1 and 2 feel great. Let's do another sound test for you guys right now. Oh man, these things are nice. They are super sexy guys, let me tell you. Let's do the DPI button too while we're here. Do a DPI button. We'll also do the scroll wheel. Nice and clicky, guys. I'm telling you guys, these are some of my favorite clicks on any mouse around. I think the only thing that really beats it for me might be like the G Pro Wireless. Now that DPI button up top allows you to change the DPI, and the DPI actually changes color on the bottom of the mouse, which is nice. The scroll wheel has RGB and indentations to help with scrolling. It can also be used as a button as well, as I just demonstrated. Now what's cool about the Model O is that they save you a lot of time and money from buying third-party mods to start your mouse. Starting with the mouse feet, they have their own G-Skate mouse feet. So buying $15 Hyperglides is just not necessary anymore. These are actually made up of 100% pure virgin PTFE, which is the same material that they use on Hyperglides. These are actually 0.81 millimeters in thickness with rounded edges so that they don't catch on the mouse pad. Hyperglides are 0.5 millimeters for comparison, so these are going to last you a lot longer. And boy, are these G-Skates fast as boy. For context, I lowered my apex sensitivity from an 800 2.5 cents to a 400 3.0 cents. That's about an 800 eDPI difference. That's pretty big. Now the good news is, if you like control, their Glorious pad gives you a ton of control. But if you're like me and you like speed, the Asus Scabbard is simply amazing. It feels like you are on ice with this mouse, as well as on the Glorious Helios. These things just fly with these G-Skates. The Ascended Cord is another area where you don't have to mod your mouse. It's not as good as a Paracord, but it's better than everything else on the market. Now, the reason why I think Paracords are slightly better than the Ascended Cord is when I push the Ascended Cord into the Model O, it kind of moves the mouse. When I push the Paracord into like a modded S2, it doesn't move. So that is the main difference that I saw, but that being said, it's still better than everything else on the market. It's a little bit more loose around the cabling inside, but like I said, this thing, you can have it free flowing on your desk. You don't need a mouse bungee. You can use it for just that safe peace of mind, but I don't think it's necessary anymore. Now you can control the RGB through the software, choosing various visual effects, including my favorite, Glorious mode. You can also put it into a single color mode if you want to match it with your setup theme. Now, in my opinion, the RGB looks absolutely sick. It's got two lines flanking on each side of the mouse and a light on the scroll wheel, and the way it reflects off the inside of the hexagons is just simply dope. The white version looks the best with the RGB, of course, especially that glossy one, but the black also looks kind of cool. It kind of like twinkles inside of there, and it looks absolutely sick. There's also a debouncing feature in the software that allows you to lower the click latency to 4 milliseconds, but there is more of a chance of double clicking. It's got that 3360 sensor that has just been proven time and time again to be reliable in any setting, whether you're a casual gamer or an esports professional. Now it's got a 1000 hertz polling rate, which is the rate at which your computer checks the connection. It's also got a 0.7 millimeter liftoff distance. I've personally had no spin outs during the use of this mouse the whole time. As for tracking, it's great on the iconic Glorious 3XL mouse mats, but I wanted to do some more difficult testing on some more difficult mouse mats, and so I went to Artisan, the Shidenkai, and the Raiden, and I'm happy to report they perform perfectly. I tried to spin out the sensor with no luck. In game, this mouse performs exceptionally. I think my first game I dropped like a record of 15 kills in one game in Apex. I mean, I'm no pro, so this kind of blew my mind. The 67 grams combined with the 3360 sensor and amazing shape provide for an amazing experience that you won't be disappointed by. For $50 to $60, you get one of the best mice on the market, if not the best, backed by one of the most solid companies in the world right now in the gaming space. So is it better than the Air 58? In my opinion, it feels like more of a refined product over the Air 58, and let's not mention the price coming in at $40 cheaper than the Air 58. I think this mouse is an absolute steal, and I could see it being the in-game mouse for a lot of people out there. Glorious was smart with the shape and the size of this mouse, and it will definitely fit most people's hands and grip styles out there. Alright guys, so that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you haven't, like, share, comment, and subscribe on this video. It really helps the channel out. I'll be doing a top 3 mouse video very soon, an updated one, and you'll see where this mouse will land. Alright guys, it has been your boy BT. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.